Hello, friends. Welcome to the Cinemondo podcast. What have we got today?
We have a Karthi movie. I'm very excited about a Karthi movie. Yes. It's about time we saw him again. Please.
Yes, this film is coming out September 27th in India. Not sure when it's going to come out worldwide or to the U.S. here in L.A. The film, I'm hoping I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Meiyazhagan or Meiyazhagan. It's a Tamil language action drama film starring, as you mentioned, Karthi and Divya, directed and written by Prem Kumar. And of course, Karthi is just like a big time actor who's been in tons of really cool stuff, you know.
Yeah, he was in Vikram, he was in Pony and Sullivan, he was in Kaiti, which I love. That's a really cool one with like where I really noticed him. One of his first big things I've seen him in. He always brings a little more humanity. Like he's not like he doesn't just play this one note. He's got like a lot going on and a lot of it's humor. So I like that about him. All right.
It's a drama. So let's take a look at this upcoming film coming soon.
Here we go.
Here we go. Everybody quiet.
Shut up.
யாருன்னு கண்டுபிடிங்க பார்க்கலாம்.
That's him.
என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியல தா?
Karthi. Oh, he doesn't seem thrilled to see him.
Who are you?
Oh, that's like, don't you remember me?
பாத்ரூம் எங்க இருக்கு? ஒண்ணுக்கா ரெண்டுக்கா? அத்தா 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 நிறைய காசு வச்சிருக்காருடி. ஆத்திர அவசரம்லாம் கேட்கலாம் போலடி. சொன்னா செருப்ப கலட்டி அடிக்க மாட்டீங்களே. அத்தா இத மீட்டிங் பண்ண போறேன்னு சொன்னீங்களே, என்னத்த? மாமா சோறா ரெண்டு டீ. இங்க பாம்பு இருக்கா? ஆமாதா, நல்ல பாம்பு, குட் ஸ்னேக். சுத்தம் பண்ணி தூக்குங்க.
Oh my God.
நான் இப்ப நாட்டுப்பால் டீ உங்ககிட்ட கேட்டேனா?
Oh, that was very cute.
அத்தோ பீர் அடிப்பீங்களா? பீரா? இல்ல இப்ப வேணாம். அப்ப அடிப்பீங்க.
So it was just like a little character moment.
Yeah.
It looks like he's harassing this poor guy.
I know. It looks like somebody that kind of moves into your life and you don't know. It's like, I don't think you recognized him at the beginning. And he's like, oh, we went to school together or something, you know, whatever. And then it's like, okay. And then you can't shake this guy, you know, like, and he's just kind of weird, you know, a little bit too personal, too observant and like calling out that you have money in your wallet, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, come on. It's like, you know,
but what's really happening there? Like, you know, I think that's what's interesting. It's like it's just a smidgen of this relationship between these two men, but what's the backstory? You know, is he really being weird, or maybe the other guy is forgetting something, or doesn't know who the person is? It's an interesting trailer when you just have this little these little scenes that don't really tell you about the story.
But you know, it shows you enough to where you're like, that sounds like, that looks like an interesting story. As little of it as we know, the idea of somebody showing up in your life and saying, hey, it's me.
Hey.
And you're like,
and it looked like he was, I don't know who the other actor is, but it looks like he comes upon this guy who looks like he's lonely. He's been alone a lot. He's probably kind of, you know, and so when he sees him, he's like, I can move in and help this guy. But at the same time, you don't know if he's really helping. And then the other guy's kind of prime for, doesn't really want it. But at the same time, maybe this extra push will kind of bring him out a little bit, you know, a little bit out of his shell. I don't know how that's going because he doesn't look too happy about the guy at the end either. But I like the idea that there's sort of this, like you said, this sort of interruption in his life. Like he's been looks like he has this routine and he's doing a scene. All of a sudden, hey, I'm here. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, why am I doing this? You know, he drinks tea he doesn't want to drink. He's doing all these places he doesn't want to go.
Yeah. Imagine if you're like somebody knocks on your door and like, hey, do you like beer? Like, get away from me, you know,
at this moment. Thank you. But is it going to be kind of like a talented Mr. Ripley kind of thing? Is there a moment where the happy guy turns around and he's like,
there. Oh, Yeah,
like
you don't know much
suddenly
about.
you realize that he's got some ulterior motive, and it's like,
Yeah.
why would somebody insinuate themselves into your life? Do they want
Yeah.
something, or maybe it's turns out to be some kind of revenge thing. Maybe a long time ago that guy did something bad, or didn't realize he did something bad to this guy in the past, and maybe throughout the film, little pieces start forming and the puzzle starts putting itself together, and gradually this guy starts realizing, wow, this guy is a scary threat. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. I'm trying to guess.
Or is it a love story? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who
Oh, you
knows?
said it was an LGBTQ story, right?
Well, who knows? That's IMDb, so they're wrong all the time.
Oh,
maybe.
But it could be a it could be turned into a bromance. Arvind Swami is the other actor, the main character. So, but it's I like trailers that take a little snippet. It's not a million different things going on. It's like a little short, little character study, almost like a little short film, like a little 90-second relation thing. And that sort of gives you a taste. If that's what the movie is, it's very appealing.
Yeah, it's
you get a feel for what the film is going to feel like, the type of story it is, and the kind of realism, the level of realism. It doesn't have a lot of fantasy. I didn't see any fantasy elements or anything like that. Right. And it's also it's one of those classic premise stories that I just love. A simple premise. And what do you do with if somebody shows up in your life, you don't know who they are. Yeah. Where do you go from there?
Right. Yeah. It's a really good premise. And also I like when movies are grounded in the real world of India. Yeah. So that first shot of the train coming in,
love that.
That's just really cool. And when we're at that level, I'm so enthralled because it's so new and interesting for me to see life there, because I'm not familiar with it, as opposed to the sets and the special effects and the stuff like that. I'm
period drama.
Immediately get involved in like where they are, and that's appealing to me. So
in the daily life, how does it impact his daily life? Like, I know how it would impact my daily life if somebody showed up at my door and said, "Hey, remember me?" And they evidently they're somehow together. It's not like you can just he's following him or ends up needing help, and the guy says, "Oh, you could stay at my place," or something like that, and then you kind of regret it. And how do you get rid of this guy now? And
exactly.
But
I like that, the kind of efficient setup idea. Like they basically just give us this very quick intro to the setup, and we kind of get sort of uncomfortable feeling, and it's very, like you said, it's almost like a little bit of a storyline, like a short film. Yeah. And also, this is so perfect for Karthi, because he's exactly that. He comes in and he's always a super charming, kind of disarming, very fun. He just seems like a fun guy, Even when he's in action dramas, he brings a little bit of that humor, which is so great. I mean, he's really playing to his strengths in this. I really like how he's doing that. And they're a good contrast, because the other guy, he doesn't even smile, and he's all like, ta-da! And the other guy's like, who are you? Like, so I love that idea. It's just this contrast in the two personalities is great.
And it starts off with kind of a somewhat intimate violation of your space. When somebody touches your face, I don't know, culturally, so different cultures, different things about personal space, but the idea of a guy coming up behind me and putting his hands on my face like that, the very first act, the first thing he does, it's like already you have come in too far into my space.
That's so
and the
true.
fact that he's like, guess who? That's something your girlfriend would do.
It's very weird.
And then he comes around in front of him and he's like, "It's me."
And he's like, "Who?"
Yeah.
That's so weird. So we have some posters that are actually really cool. I love the retro poster look of it.
Yeah.
I love the texture. I love that it looks like an old poster.
Yeah.
I don't know what this has to do with the movie, because we didn't see a cow in it, but I love the palette. I love the lime green is fantastic, and the tone, the kind of cream tones of it. But you see he's all smiley, super smiley.
Great old fonts on there too.
Yeah.
Oh,
and here he is, gorgeous scene of him just sort of, in a way, it sort of showed that character where he's with other people, but he's sort of lost in his own world. Like he's not really part of society in a way. So he seems like he's a loner, like he's a lonely guy.
He's got his earpods in, and
no color, like it's all very beige, which is very cool, beautiful. And then we have Karthi with the cow again. I don't know what's it looks like he's riding it or something. I don't know what's happening here, but it's
he's got kind of a mean looking hook on there, but and it looks like
I don't know what's happening.
It's interesting. The title means in English roughly beauty of truth. So I'm wondering how that that's an interesting sort of concept. Beauty of truth.
Interesting.
So,
huh.
I don't know how
So
it
we're
relates, but-
not. If you guys have any information, since you're seeing all the trades and all the posters, if you see anything and you can have any story details, we're dying to know. Like, what is this movie about? Where is it
no
going? We'd love
spoilers.
to know. Yeah, no spoilers. Well, hopefully no one's seen it yet.
Because this seems to me like a perfect movie that might have a twist, you know, or a reveal in it that is like heartbreaking or scary or
when you
something.
find out who he really is, you know, because it
His
seems like
backstory. I mean, he's a cheerful guy, shows
Yeah.
up, and then you might find out that he's got some sort of trauma that he's dealing with, and that the guy ends up feeling like, oh, I've been so mean to this poor guy,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
Should have been nicer
That's
to him.
that. I think that's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
hitting it right. But I think it was a really nice little trailer because we're talking about it. You know, it's
Yeah.
something that's
Yeah.
interesting.
It
So,
makes me want to see what
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like the ultimate use of a trailer, the purpose of a trailer. I watch this and it's like, what a great premise. I get the premise. I
Yep.
want to see what happens.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, it's leaving it open, and I'd love to know more. And that's what they're built to do. So
And they
Absolutely.
give, you
Very
the character, they give you a little bit of character, and you're like, okay, I feel like I know that guy. I feel like I know that guy. And it's like,
So
I want to
good.
see what happens to him.
let's see what happens. All right.
Awesome. September 27th coming out in India. Thanks,
Bring us
everybody.
food. Bye.
Yep.
Looks fun.
It does.
Take care, everybody.